I received the question of how do you regain confidence after a breakup or even multiple breakups, and start dating again when you've got a fear that relationships will end. A couple of points about this. So often in our past experience, we make things that happen mean something about who we are as people. So if a relationship ends, we often internalize that and make ourselves feel like there's something wrong with us, or there's something we did that ended the relationship. Now, oftentimes relationships end for multiple different reasons, and one of the core reasons is someone's attachment style. So you might have been in a relationship with somebody who is insecurely attached, an island or a wave. If you've watched the attachment videos, I'll link them below. If you're with somebody who's insecurely attached, their attachment style can come up and can cause them to leave the relationship without you understanding why. And part of the reason is because when we're insecurely attached, we're not very good at communicating our needs and wishes. And so we build resentment because our needs aren't being met, but the other person is never even aware of them. And so with insecure attached relationships, it is often the case that you either have this sort of on and off relationship where you break up and you get back together, and you break up and you cycle through this. Or the other thing is that relationships that seem like they're going very well, there's not a lot of conflict, you seem to be enjoying, for the other person, they suddenly end the relationship and you don't understand why. And part of this comes from the fact that they have been carrying resentment and unmet needs throughout the relationship. They weren't able to communicate that to you, and they get to a breaking point where they just end the relationship and you're left wondering what happened. And so when we internalize these type of experience to mean something about us, that, we're not good at relationships, or we're not deserving of relationships, or we don't know how to have relationships, of course, this creates a sense of fear for the next relationship. How are we going to do this differently? And so one of the key things to look at is, what are you actually believing about yourself and how you show up in relationships? Because that gets subconsciously communicated. And so if you are strong in yourself and you believe you deserve a relationship, and you have the skills to have a healthy relationship, and that, it's possible for you, you're going to show up in a relationship very different than if you're always concerned, like, this relationship's going to end. I'm always looking for signs of things that have happened in the past that are an indication that this relationship's going to end. And so a big part of the work that I do is helping people, one, uncover what these beliefs are that they have, and two, then overcoming them. So we work through a process where you actually can basically rewrite these beliefs. So these beliefs we get from our past, so either growing up as children or in past relationships, but we have the power within ourselves to be able to rewrite them and to have a positive belief. And the great thing about that is, when you switch that belief, you not only don't fear a new relationship, but if you get into a relationship and it doesn't work out for whatever reason, maybe you're not compatible, you no longer have this fear that, if this relationship doesn't work out, that's it for me, there'll never be another chance. You feel strong enough in yourself to say, okay, this wasn't the right one for me. I'm going to move on from this one, and I'm going to look for a partner who's a really good fit for me. So I hope that helps. Please do watch the attachment videos if you haven't seen those already. Those will help give you a better understanding of how people relate in relationships and why people have certain behavior patterns. And if you're seeing in your past relationships that you keep repeating the same patterns, it might be worthwhile having a look at your own attachment style and seeing how you can become more secure yourself in a relationship.